if you keep on making compromises, then you might be too much in your head. You're a people pleaser and a flirt. Then you're a chaotic and tricky little liar. You're a crybaby, and I'm not exaggerating. Your needs can be very dominating. They're projected onto the people around you, vary from moment to moment, so you need to have that ability to react onto when those urges come. Live with someone for you will be important, somebody who recognizes your need for autonomy. Then you're a lazy one, so you will need again those physical comforts to be met. This fact, because it is a fact, would not go too much out of your way for someone or for something. Come off very self-centered in relationships. Subconscious behavior of distress would be just to get out of it and change that environment or that place. As funny as it sounds, spend some time gossiping or just having this chit chat because of this nervous or up and down mental activity or energy. The more you stay curious and open to learn, the less trickstery you're gonna need to stir. And then you're a crabby cuddle bear. You're very cuddly and caring, just not when you're moody. Ultimately, you're seeking for that feeling and that experience. You can live in a palace and there is no emotional connection. You're going to feel completely emotionally out of balance and feel this emptiness and void. On who is a safe person to be more vulnerable with, on who you can open up and really create that experience of home. You are a spoiled teenager. You can come off as very narcissistic and dramatize everything just for the sake of being noticed and being paid attention to. Think substantial, creatively substantial. Not you, but what you're putting out there through your love. Even if your mind doesn't find reason or logic in it, follow your heart. It's never going to lead you. Because when you compromise with your heart, you're depriving your soul, your whole being, of finding inner peace. Inner peace won't be like this, it's gonna be like, yay! Then you'll get the deserved place of being in the spotlight. You're a never satisfied nitpicker. The more you can cultivate this mantra or affirmation, everything is perfect, I have everything that I need, even materially, your mind can relax and everything has its own place and order. The more your soul feels nourished and in balance, helping you maintain that space and live that healthy lifestyle. You need to have standards, especially when you live with other people, or you can very easily exhaust yourself. Avoiding the necessary conflicts. Your emotional peace gets completely thrown out the window. As we know, not everything can be the same and always smooth and sailing as we want. The reflection you get from that conversation, you automatically for yourself are going to derive to the answer that you need. Emotional stability and inner peace comes with making or finally making a decision. Sometimes we feel the most emotional turmoil from all of that wish-wash and indecisiveness. And the more you work on your emotional balance, the more that's going to help you find the right partner to support you for that. Beautiful energy. That would be the correct reflection for you. You are a sex maniac and a paranoid freak. It can be very easily clouded by these obsessions or paranoias. Deep intuitive gift that you have. For you, it's important to prioritize that intimacy, sex that brings you that clarity and helps you attain that sense of inner peace and fulfillment. You're all over the place, every place. So invest in your higher education, and you also need that ability and freedom to make bold decisions and put your beliefs to the test. You need these things in order for you to feel substance and fulfillment. You would not be okay with somebody placing too many demands and expectations on you. You are a miserable workaholic. And also, when you're being disrespected, you become emotionally controlled. You need to see material order, have your finances be in order. They take all of their dollar bills in their wallet and they rearrange and organize them. Sit on that chair and look at that wall, and that feels like you're having an orgasm, pretty much. You are a weirdo, strange and quirky, misunderstood. Yet, eccentricity is your hood. Technically, anything that inhibits your sense of freedom. You disturbs your emotional weather, and you can strike like a lightning bolt or bolt because you can put a pattern to your emotions once you have that information. You are high and low. You flow everywhere and nowhere where it is practical or logical. You are a delusional mushroom, and I'm not exaggerating. Now, to some, this may sound like woo-woo, and constantly being around people can be truly exhausting. The more you'll find a true creator's inner fulfillment and balance, and it could feel like bliss. Hi, love. Pearl of the Stars, Applied Astrology Series. Topic of the day is on how to satisfy your needs. But why? When we don't have our needs met, we run around like unsatisfied little brats, independent from your gender, societal, or financial status, nor age. We need to learn and know what we need so we can feel internally happy within our being and find emotional balance. This way, we can handle stressful situations with much more calm and ease and make healthier choices that actually support our needs. But also, it's going to help you understand and support the needs of the people around you, or at least the ones that you care about. So for that, we're going to speak now on what those needs are for soulful fulfillment, which are completely independent from any outside circumstances or anything that's happening outside of you. See, when we don't know what we need and how to attend to those needs, what happens is that we go to the other end of the spectrum and we compensate. And when we compensate with what we need emotionally, we become physically sick. Because for the most part, physical sickness is the result of us being deprived from our emotional needs being met and attended to, as very easily they just become neglected. And we cannot expect for anyone else or everyone else to be able to guess and attend to our own needs before we know what they are. So by understanding your needs, this is also going to help you create those healthy boundaries and choices. I just want to quickly clarify here that there is a difference between wants and wishes and desires, which we're going to speak about in another video, and that of our needs. Needs are something we really cannot compensate with because they affect our whole well-being and health. when it comes down to wants and wishes and desires, there's something that hinder our spirit, but they do not make us emotionally completely out of whack, which again is something that really affects our whole physical and mental health and well-being. Also, when we don't know what we need, we enter into relationships and we start projecting our own unmet needs onto our partners. So we lose scope of creating presence and self-awareness in those relationships, also helping us create more balanced partnerships based on mutual understanding and not codependency or projecting toxic behavior. As you will learn, understanding your needs and also those of your partner is the foundation for healthy relationships, and especially when you're creating a home environment together and sharing the same space. When you live with someone, it's when we tend to react in situations from a subconscious place, a place of need, like what do I need to feel fulfilled? Think of it this way. Those are your unspoken subconscious, your priority needs in order to function as an optimal human being. And for everyone, those needs are different, as you will discover. And here, first, I want to add some ways you can spot and recognize when you or someone else around you have their needs unmet. And some of the most obvious behaviors are severely emotionally reactive people, especially in stressful situations. And this can take many shapes and forms, from anxieties, depression, and many other psychological disorders. Also, you can notice this with someone who is constantly feeling physically ill and sick or fatigued. All of these factors are because of a lot of emotional needs that have been probably compensated with or suppressed, and those needs have been left neglected and unmet. Also, you can observe this behavior with you or someone who has a constant need to change or have multiple partners, especially sexual partners, because through the constant need of change of sexual partners, one is simply playing out his or her emotional instability, or as some like to call it, emotional diarrhea, although that does not sound very attractive. But emotional instability is not very attractive on its own. So subconsciously, through this behavior, a person is ultimately seeking for a relief. Through all of these sexual experiences, what they're really looking for underneath all of the layers is for emotional closeness. I would like to add in here, since I've noticed that polygamy seems to be a very hot topic today, I do believe it is only possible by very consciously evolved and emotionally stable individuals, as my observations and experience have proven me many times otherwise. In this whole example of constant change in multiple partners, I do not include polygamy. Many times it is also substituted, the terminology polygamy, by people who are still seeking that emotional fulfillment and cannot find it within one individual. And another very obvious present factor for emotional instability are, of course, addictions. Any type. Sex, drugs, medications, alcohol, it really doesn't matter what kind of addiction it is, as the addiction itself becomes the escape or the runaway from the truth of self. It's the escape from all of the feelings, emotions, thoughts, even a need to escape from the body. There is no awareness to what reality and truth it is or it feels within that body. sort of like an escape from the bitter reality, or to be more concrete, I would describe it as the illusion somebody lives within him or herself. And now to understand what those needs are. Astrology is here to help us, guide us in that direction, but no, it is also something we need to put into practice. So, to satisfy your needs, we're going to take a deep dive and a look at the moon placement in your natal chart. First, we're going to take a look at your moon sign, but also in what house your moon is placed in, as that will give us more information on what area of life your needs are situated around. And to complete building this foundational picture, we're going to take a look at the sign standing on the cusp of the 4th house. Because aside from our moon placement, the sign that our 4th house is in, or the sign that is on the cusp, exactly where that line 4 is, particularly since you can have more than one sign in your 4th house, because the sign that's our 4th house starts in, or that's on the 4th house cusp, specifically points to our subconscious constitution of the mind and foundation to what we need to feel emotionally stable. Some would like to call this the house of the mother, but if you think about it, your mother is, or should have been, the first person that showed you how to regulate and attend to your own emotions by being the one that provides that attention first. But many times mothers find it difficult to find their own emotional sense of peace and balance, let alone know all of the subconscious needs of their child. And in many cases that gets neglected or not fully attended to, even in the mother's best effort. In my practice, it has been proven to me that this is the root cause of many issues or trauma responses, etc. for people. Healing most of these trauma responses can first start by simply learning and understanding them, so we can finally make peace with them and find that emotional balance. So the moon in your natal chart, it is representative of your subconscious mind. Also speaks to your soul's, or shall I say our soul's needs. So imagine it as something inert and hidden. So first, it does need realization, and second, it needs action. It needs physical action of being attended to. Once it is realized and attended to, we can very quickly start to heal a lot of trauma and unhealthy patterns that we have learned. And I just want to add here, this is not something that psychology can help with, because psychology works with the unconscious mind. So exploring the subconscious mind, or our soul's needs, it is only possible through esoteric studies like astrology or meditations, or if you fall in love. But when we speak about psychology, it deals with the psyche, which is our unconscious mind. So that's different. As you see, when something lives in the subconscious mind, it is not something we can consciously choose to attend to. And once we realize it and we learn about it, then we can very easily attend to those needs because they're going to start feeling very familiar. Trust me, you don't need to believe in it. Try it out for yourself, and you can write me a comment and see how you feel. Because when the soul has been deprived, especially for a long time, of what it needs, there is an inner emptiness and void. As that inner emptiness and void starts feeling fulfilled, our whole experience and perception starts changing, where we feel more empowered in who we are and less codependent from circumstances or others around us. And that is a truly profound experience. Because when we don't feel happy on the inside and find inner fulfillment, no one, absolutely no one in life can make you happy or is able to give you a meaning. Because any meaning is only present on the inside. So when you do not find it there, you can be crusading all through life with no success, and life turns into this endless journey of search. Meanwhile, it has been there and present all along. Imagine what a bummer. And also those around you, or those who you choose to be around you, they can only understand and support you on your journey to fulfillment and happiness, but they're not able to choose for you what is healthy or right. Well, at least not after the age of 18. So today we'll uncover what is the key to your inner joy, fulfillment, and happiness based on your own individual needs. Again, for that, we're going to look at first your moon by sign, the house your moon is placed in, and the sign on the fourth house cusp, or what sign your fourth house starts in. For example, you can have a Taurus moon in the seventh house, so that would make, in most cases, Aquarius being on your fourth house cusp. In this case, you would like to take a look at the placements for moon in Taurus, moon in the seventh house, and moon in Aquarius. But if this is too complicated for you, that's why we have individual consultations, or for now you can simply start by exploring your moon sign. This would be a great place to start. Let's begin now and see what your little inner brat needs. And yes, I call it inner brat because imagine when we have our needs not met, then we do subconsciously act like needy little brats that have our needs unmet. And everything in life, but also in astrology, has a polarity. So even if you read something online of its highest expression, let's say, let's give it an example, moon in Taurus, and it's in exalted position. Even that exalted position, when it is not realized, it can also compensate and go to the other end of the spectrum and make somebody very lazy, lethargic regarding putting any effort into even making healthier choices that are going to bring them more balance and comfort. So just because somebody has, let's say, moon in Taurus and it's in exalted position does not mean that the person is fulfilled and happy. Maybe it is easier for them to achieve that state because of that exalted position, but it does not mean they have their needs fully met and attended to. Well, thank you for being here and watching, loves. Subscribe and follow me, and hope you got your needs met, or you're on your way of getting your needs met. Have a beautiful and wonderful day or evening, or whatever time it's by you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.